Hey guys, pretty big stuff today. We're going to be looking at how to make sure that the maze walls in our maze game actually end up being walls. Because as it is, we should be able to run right through those walls, and that's a problem. So let's take a look at what we're looking at on our checklist, and then we'll get right to work. So here's where we are right here. This one is pretty important. These are the two things that you're doing today, but this is the one we're looking at right here in this class. Player sprite resets to start when contacts the wall color. So if it runs into the wall or the color of the wall, it should reset. Your sprite should go back to the start position. So that's the basic concept we're looking at, and that's going to be pretty important to be able to do. So let's go ahead and take a look into Scratch, and I'm going to go into my folder, into my stuff. And here is my Scratch Maze game. Instead of clicking there, I'm going to click the See Inside button so I can get straight into that Scratch game. And once I'm in my Scratch game, this is just like an awkward pause now. Here we are. So here I am in my Scratch game, and right now I'm on my Start button sprite, which is great. But if you think about what we need to do here, we need to use our player sprite to indicate when we bump into those walls. So if I hit the flag, and then start game, and you can see here's where my maze is, and I need actually to be on my maze screen in order to be able to do this. So I'm going to go to my maze screen, and then I'm going to click on my player sprite and bring my my pretty head right back into the menu. With the player sprite open, again, this is probably the code that you have right now. When flag clicked, forever loop, all of that good stuff. One of the things that we can do, and we can do it now, is we can change that. And we talked about this a little bit, how we were going to get rid of that when flag clicked event, right? So if we take that when flag clicked event, we can just chuck that over there, move this guy. And this, when backdrop switches to maze level, is going to be the same thing as when flag clicked for this particular sprite, because we don't need to do anything with that sprite until we get to the maze level. So we'll just bring this whole event right down here and click it into that forever loop. And now it's going to the XY position. It's going to switch to the right costume, and it's going to show every time we get into the maze level. And then it's also going to do all of this stuff in the forever loop, which is our basic motion. So the thing I talked about before was the fact that we can just walk right through the walls right now, right? So that's a problem that we have to deal with, right? We can the walls don't matter. We have to make it so that the walls do matter, and that's the code that we need to manage. So one of the things that's really good is this go to XY thing. This go to XY code block makes it so that this character always goes right to here. So I'm going to drag one of those out because that's going to be what we want. Notice that it's in the same place as the start position right now, which is a good thing. We want this go to XY to be the same as the start position. Now, what we need to put into this code is an if statement, right? So that's what we're going to go. We're going to go control, and we're going to drag in an if then statement. I'm going to just put that right here for now because I want to scroll down and put it near the bottom of my my code here. So at the bottom here of all this other code. I'm going to bring this guy down too because he actually needs to go right into that if statement. So if we bump into the wall, we're going to go back to the start position. So that's good. But how is it that we characterize bumping into the wall? Well, we're going to go to sensing. And in sensing, we see this touching color block, right? Which is perfect. That's exactly what we want, touching color. However, that color is not the same color as my maze wall. How do I make sure that I get the color that's the actual color of the maze wall? Here's how. We're going to click on that, and we could try and slide it to the right color, but this eyedropper tool is exactly what we want. That eyedropper tool is going to make it so that we can get the exact color that we need. You see when I slide this in, oh, look at that. I can get right into the actual color of the wall. So if I click here, you can see it automatically adjusts that to make it exactly the color of the wall. And now I've got an if statement that should make it so that when I run into a wall, I go back to the start. So let's hit that flag. Let's start the game. And let's see what happens when I move my character into the wall. Look at that. Moved right back to the start position. Let's see what happens when I run into the wall here. Oh, look at that. Back to the start. Oh, look at that. I just bump into the wall over and over again. Oh, I ran into the wall again. Sadness is. Look at that. I just keep running into the wall. So we now seem to have done the thing that we need to do, which is to make the walls actually interactive. So that's a great thing. Make sure when you get done editing your program, that you do click Save Now. If that Save Now button isn't there, you can go over here to File and select Save Now from the File menu. Either way, it's really important when you get done coding anything or drawing anything or making a new sprite, anything in Scratch, you need to make sure that you do save now before you leave the program, because it's not like Google Docs. It doesn't automatically save everything when you leave. So it's real important to make sure that you save before you leave this program. So that's it for this little lesson. Again, if we look at our checklist, we got the player sprite to reset to the start when he contacts the wall color, when it contacts the wall color, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Nicely done. I can't wait to see the programs you guys have written. Your exit ticket should be a screenshot of the code for your player sprite. So get that exit ticket in. We'll see you guys soon.